Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be playing some Final Fantasy XIV. Just doing the leveling roulette on my Dark Knight, which is a tank. We'll see what dungeon we get. My Dark Knight's currently level 80, which is 10 off the level cap. Oh, this one. Okay. Turn on stance, go and pull the first few packs. So this is a dungeon from the game's third expansion. It's from Stormbloods. Oop. A little close to death already. Not too bad. Pop another mitigation to keep the damage down. Okay, first pack down, that's good. Wow, first group of packs down, I guess. Oh, was I supposed to pull these as well? I'm not sure. Don't know whether it's better to stop at 3 or pull the whole set. Pop mitigation. Dodge out of the AoEs. So the orange marks on the floor are the AoEs. And that's what counts for standing in AoEs, not the actual animation. So typically the orange AoE mark will be there, and then when that ends, that's when the attack triggers and then animation goes off. So as long as you're out of the orange marker before the animation goes off, you should be good. Like, you can walk through the animation and not take damage for almost every attack. There are some attacks that kind of like linger and do persistent damage in the zone, but most stuff, especially stuff with the orange marker, that's not the case. Okay, pop our mitigations, hope they're enough. Dodge AoEs. DPS down on mobs. Oh, he died. Oops, oh dear. We'll see if we get a res. Looks like he's forgotten to quick cast a res. And oh, these mobs are almost dead. Let's see if we can pick them up. Okay, DPS is dead. Healer's dead. Oh no, healer survived. Okay. No problem. Yeah, one of the nice things about Final Fantasy is that people are pretty chill most of the time, and if something goes slightly wrong in a dungeon, it's not generally a big deal. Like, everyone just says, oh lol, my bad, and carries on, so that's kind of fun. So just waiting for the DPS to respawn and run back to us before taking on the boss. A lot of the dungeons have kind of 2 pulls and then the boss is their structure. So there'll be like 1, 2, 3 packs to pull as a group, then another group, and then the boss. And there's 3 bosses in each dungeon normally. This one's this big dude here, Garula. Kind of makes me think of a Monster Hunter creature in a way. Okay, so let's drop our skills. Dodge AoE. So we've got a Dancer and a Black Mage as our DPS, and a White Mage as our healer. I'm again playing the Dark Knight, which is a big sword energy. I think it's the least tanky of the tanks, but does the most damage to make up for it. In normal content like this, you know, any tank is fine, like they're all viable. Any class can pretty much do any content in the game, so it's not a big deal. Okay, boss is down to half health, that's good. Ooh, there's a cat there. Cat and sheep. Now we should be using our skill gauge a bit more. You don't really have to use your mitigation on the bosses. They actually do less damage than the mob packs, which is kind of funny. I mean, if you do one pack at a time, then yes, the mobs do less damage, but if you're playing a bit more optimally and pulling larger groups, then yeah, the larger groups do more damage than the bosses, which is kind of counterintuitive. Ooh, we missed those two. Come back here. We should pop Nick. Help our healer out, why not? One of the things that annoys me the most as a healer is when I have a tank. He doesn't use their mitigations, so I have to be good and try and remember to use my mitigations when I'm tanking. Okay, picked up those mobs, grab these ones. Pop our nips. Oh, we're very low on health here. It's fine. It's totally fine. I didn't panic. Anyone who says I panicked is obviously not watching. The panic noise was simply acting. Yep, Oscar-nominated acting right here. Ah, this boss. This boss is kind of like a little mini game where you have to dodge all the attacks, so no fighting, just dodging. Some people hate it, but it's kind of okay really. It's not that big a deal. So that eye symbol means you have to look away from the eye when it goes off. Okay. Dodge the pattern with this. Look away from the eye. Ooh, first check done. Okay. These towers mean you have to stand in them, so we have to have at least one person from the party standing in each tower. These AoEs. My teammate didn't help me out too much with that one. Oh well. And then this AoE is one that chases the like follows the characters. Yeah, he was playing a bit dangerously there and got punished for it. Another AoE in the new pattern. Our friend is complaining that the AoE was rigged, but really he just stood still for too long. Probably blame lag next. This golem's a hacker. It's possible. The last stage. Okay, this pattern again. Ooh. Ooh, somehow we made it out of there. Oh, quick, behind the rock, behind the rock. Okay, nice, we made it. Whee! Okay, down this waterfall. Ow. On my face. Okay, let's pull these mobs. Got one mitt because it's only one pack. And when I say mitt, I mean damage mitigation skill. I'm just being lazy, so I'm popping this skill here, Rampart, which gives me 20% less damage for 20 seconds. Well, 20% less damage taken, not dealt. Oh, that's a large boulder. Did one of us? Okay, maybe he dodged to the other side. So, a bit of Indiana Jones action going on here. Let's kill off these butterflies. Okay, on to the next packs. Some mitts. Oop, an AoE, stand outside of that. Okay, get back in. And I think there's one more pack of mobs before we get the boss. Yeah, I think these three are the last set. So that like purple glow you keep seeing is a skill from the white mage. It's an attack called Holy, which does AoE damage and stuns all the mobs. So it's really useful to just spam it and yeah, deal some damage to the mobs and stop them from attacking for a few seconds. It's one of the things about this game is that healers are expected to do damage at the same time. So, you know, you heal as much as you need to and then do as much damage as you can You know, you don't just heal in this game. Okay, so on to the boss, which is this big bird dude. Minute. So you see we're trying to face the boss away from our party, so if it doesn't cleave attacks, they don't hit everyone else. Okay, nice. Got the healing bubble down. Okay, it's an eye, so we have to look away. Nice. If you're confused by my layout, my HUD at all, I'm playing on controller, which is kind of a unique thing for MMOs. Most of them you can't play on controller, so I've really enjoyed doing that. I follow the guides from another YouTuber called Squintina. Her guides are really good. She hasn't made them for this expansion yet, unfortunately, but the ones from Shadowbringers are still good for most of the skills. You just have to kind of add on a few extra new buttons. Yeah, I really like the controller layout. You kind of hold like R2 or L2 to get your buttons, and then like your face and controller buttons map to the 8 skills that you have on the hotbar. And if you hold both triggers at the same time, you get a different set of buttons. And you can also double tap R2 or L2 to get to the buttons up here. So I have like all my buffs and stuff up on those buttons. And my normal attacks on the easy to reach ones. Oops. Back there. AoE down the wings. You actually get this bird as a mount after this dungeon, which is pretty cool. I think it's like some kind of like tribal initiation thing. I can't remember the story, it's been a while, but it's kind of a fun part of the story. So we can roll on loot. As we're a high level, we don't need any of this. And you can also commend your fellow players. You've done a good job. Okay, that was the dungeon. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.